what we've seen over the last several days is a spike in cases that are well beyond the worst spikes that we've seen. That is not good news. We've got to get that under control, or we risk an even greater outbreak in the United States. When you look at the fact that we never got things down to baseline, where so many countries in Europe and the UK and other countries did, they closed down to the tune of about 97% lockdown. In the United States, even in the most strict lockdown, only about 50% of the country locked down. That allowed the perpetuation of the outbreak that we never did get under very good control.
You've been losing this battle, haven't you, recently?
Admittedly, yes, we have. We cannot give up because it appears that we're losing the battle. We've got to continue to try to educate people, but not in a way where you look down on them, but to try to get them to understand the importance of evidence.
And the crisis is being handled. You know, if you look, we were talking this morning, something to think about. China was way early, and they're getting under control just now. And Europe was way early, and they're getting under control. We followed them with this terrible China virus, and we are likewise getting under control. Some areas that were very hard hit are now doing very well. Some were doing very well, and we thought they may be gone, and they flare up, and we're putting out the fires. But other places were long before us, and they're now, it's a life, it's got a life. And we're putting out that life, because that's a bad life that we're talking about.
Dr. Fauci losing the battle versus President Trump. The crisis is being handled. Good morning and welcome to Morning Joe. It is Friday, July 3rd.
You know, he actually went back to talking about us doing very well and that the crisis is handled. It's consistent with everything that he said in January when he said it's one person coming in from China. Soon it'll be down to zero at the end of February. 15 people going to go down to zero. We've done a very good job at this. In March, he talked about how it was going to go away magically in April and just go away magically, and that we were doing very well with it. He kept talking about what a great job he's doing. Here, Mika, we're going to get to the news. Another record-setting day, the type of record we don't want to set. Deaths, over 130,000 Americans are dead now. A lot of senior citizens are dead now because Donald Trump said that it was going to go away magically, not to worry about it. And it's not just Dr. Fauci. I understand there's some really stupid people out there on Capitol Hill, some really dumb people that attack Dr. Fauci, really stupid people who actually have the coronavirus and go to gyms and hang out with other senators and then actually have the audacity to attack Dr. Fauci and say, tell us something good, give us some good news. Is that what you want to hear? Do you want to be lied to? If you have cancer, do you want the doctor to pat you on your back and go, hey, have a great 4th of July weekend? Have a great summer. My God, don't even come back for 2 years when the doctor finds out you have cancer. Is that what you want? Is that what America wants in a president, to tell you that this is going to magically go away, when the fact is we're still in the first wave? That's what Dr. Fauci said. Ends up, you look at the numbers. I saw Tim Carney put some numbers together. Yes, we are still in the first wave. And we're setting records every day for the number of infections that we're having. Doctors fear that death rates are going to go up following all of these large infections. And Dr. Fauci, again, is doing what he's been doing from the beginning. He's been telling you the truth, and you haven't want to hear it. So you put up these stupid conspiracy theories on Facebook, where you say he and a cabal of George Soros types are just making this up to make millions of dollars. And you fool people in my family, and they're calling me going, is this really a conspiracy theory? Is this really just something so Fauci can make money? friends, people who actually voted for me, they believe the lies. They believe the stupidity. They believe the conspiracy theories. When guess what Dr. Fauci's been doing from the very beginning? It's very simple. And I know if you voted for Donald Trump and you still support Donald Trump, it is actually a character trait that you don't see very often from your hero, from your idol. It's a character trait that you have grown unaccustomed to seeing from public figures. But what Anthony Fauci is doing is simply telling you the truth, and he's been telling you the truth from the very beginning. You didn't believe him when it was in New York City. You thought this was a conspiracy theory. You thought this was like Neil Armstrong walking on the moon in a Burbank movie studio. Oh, he really wasn't on the moon, was he? It was just a sound stage in Burbank. That's what you thought when it was in New York City. Well, now, from the end of the world to your town is Elton John, sang in Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboys. Suddenly, Texas is now telling people they have to wear masks. Oh, is that really a threat to your individual freedoms? To make sure you don't die? To make sure your children don't die? Is that how you define freedom? To make sure your neighbors don't die? To make sure people that you go to First Baptist Church with don't die? That's your definition of freedom? What a perverse way to look at freedom as we move towards Independence Day. Now, understand this. It's not too late for you. I am a Baptist. Thank God Jesus believes in grace, because I am a sinner saved by grace. I believe in deathbed conversions. I was glad to hear that John Wayne on his deathbed converted to Catholicism. I said, praise the Lord. Because Jesus says he'll take deathbed conversions. He'll take the person that comes out in the field at the very end and starts working in the field and pay them as much as a person who's been working in the field all day. So please, as Marjorie plays Just As I Am in the background, please make your conversion. Not to science. I'm not asking you to embrace science over Jesus. I'm just saying, just talk to your doctor. Okay? This is basic medicine. This is Doc Hollywood stuff. This is not hard. Okay? Just basic medicine. Dr. Fauci is telling you the truth. Why? Because there's no great conspiracy theory. He just wants you to live. He just wants your child to be able to go back to school and do it safely. He just wants you to be able to go back to the restaurant that you love with your family after going to Sunday school and church, and have a good time with your family. He wants to make sure you don't lose your job or the small business that you're running. It doesn't get destroyed. This is all basic, simple stuff. And I understand that there's been a guy in the White House that's been trying to convince you otherwise. This is a culture war. This is no more of a culture war than cancer's a culture war. This is no more a culture war than heart disease is a culture war. This is basic science. This is basic medicine. Follow the doctor's advice, and let's all live to tell about this, okay? Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.